What's up everyone and welcome to the club and welcome to Sketch Saturday. Today we're going to be drawing Sonic the Hedgehog. Now I'm going to start this drawing by lightly blocking out the character proportions. So I'm using a 3B pencil. This is softer than your standard HB pencil. So at the top of our page we're going to lightly sketch in a circle. I'm using the side edge of my pencil and lightly sketching in these short choppy lines all the way around. This method is a lot easier than trying to draw a circle with one continuous line. It's going to go all the way around. And I'm correcting my circle as I go. Now rather than having the body straight up and down, I'm going to angle this body over towards the right. So let's start on the top. I'm just going to draw a line going through the center of our circle. Coming all the way down. We can go past the bottom as well. Now we're going to draw another line going across from left to right. Right in the center of the circle. From here we're going to locate the bottom edge of the eye. Starting back on the left side, we're going to curve down. Now we're sort of aiming towards the halfway point between the center and the bottom of the circle. We curve down and then back up on the right side. Now we're going to move down and locate the body. So we're going to draw an oval just tucked underneath the circle. So a small oval going around. Now let's block in the legs. The leg on the left is going to be kicked out towards the left side. Starting down here, we're going to draw a little circle for the hip, and now we're going to curve down and then out. And then at the bottom of the leg, I'm just going to surround the bottom with a circle for the cuff of the shoe. Now the leg on the right, we're going to have bent, but it's going to be pointing downwards. So right here, we're just going to locate the hip with another small circle. We're going to come straight down. And we'll bend that out towards the left to right about there. At the bottom, we're just going to add another circle. Now I'm going to point this foot out towards the left. So we're going to draw an oval, starting from the top of the circle. We're just going to come around and then back up. Now we don't need to get into too much detail here. We just want to make sure we get the right size. Now the foot on the right is going to be pointing down. So we start at the top of the circle and draw another oval. We're going to come down and back up. Now we're going to move up and block in the arms. The arm on the left is going to be crossing the body. So up here we're going to add an oval for the shoulder. And then right here in the center we're just going to curve down and then up towards the wrist with a curve. Now I want to locate the wrist right here. So we're going to add the cuff. We're going to add an oval. Going over the end of that arm. And we're going to add an oval on top of the cuff for the hand. Now we want to push the right arm back. So up here we're just going to curve out and up towards the wrist, right about there. Then we're going to add a small oval at the end of the arm. Now we just want to block in the hand at the end of the cuff. So we're going to add a large circle right on top of the cuff. Let's go back to the head and locate the ears. From the center of the circle, I just want to angle up and out. I'm going halfway between this point and the one on the side. I'm just going to extend this past the edge of the circle. We'll do the left side and then the right. Now we're going to go back to the tip of the ear. We're going to draw a straight line coming back in towards the top of the head on both sides. And then from the bottom, we're just going to curve down and then in towards the side of the head. Let's add in the hair spikes. Starting from the inside edge of the left ear, we're going to curve up and then out towards the left. I'm going to curve across and then down on the right side, on the inside edge of the right ear. Now we're going to move to the end of this line on the left side. We're going to curve out and then down. Now the one on the right is going to come down over the hand and then back in towards the body, right about there. And now from the end, we're just going to curve this up and in behind the head, just along the side of the chin. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to add the upper spikes back on the left side and curve up and then across. And we just want to tuck this in behind the ear. and go up and then in. Now let's move over to the right side. This one's going to curve in behind the hand. It's right about there. Curve up and then in behind the ear. Now we're going to go in and thicken up the arms and the legs. Let's start with the leg first. On either side of the center line, I'm just going to draw that same curve, going all the way around to the bottom. And we'll round out the bottom, just connecting the end of those two lines. We'll do the same thing along the top. Now over on the right side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come down towards the knee. It's right about there. Now the right side line, we're just going to hook this around and then in. This line on the inside, we're just going to extend this down a bit more and curl the bottom line in behind. Let's do the same thing with the arm. Starting at the top, just curve across towards the wrist, going down towards the bottom, and just connect the ends with a curve. And then with the top, just going to do the same thing. Just going to go in behind the head towards the wrist, and we'll close this off. Let's add the tail over on the left side. So just out here, curving down and out, and we'll pull that in behind the leg. Let's just close this off here. Now we're going to go in and start blocking out the facial detail. From that center point, we're just going to round this out. So in between the eyes, draw a curve going around. Now on the left side, we're going to curve up, sort of aiming towards the base of the ear. Just going to go up to about there. Do the same thing on the right side. Just rounding out the bottom. Just going to clean this up as we go. And then from the ends, we're just going to round this out. We're going to come down towards this line. Just pulling that in. And we'll pull this up towards the middle. Now in the center, we're going to add a small circle for the nose. Let's draw in the lower part of the face. Starting on the left, we're just going to round this out. Do the same thing on the right. And just follow the curve of the head, coming down towards the chin, then back up. Let's add the mouth over on the left side. Starting on the outside, we're just going to curve down and in. Let's add two ovals tucked in underneath the eyelid. So on the left side, we're going to draw an oval. Do the same thing on the right side. Alright, now I'm going to go back in and start knocking out some of these guidelines that we started with. And I'm also going to add one more spike along the back. Starting at the base of this spike, we're going to curve down and in. And we'll taper that back up in behind the body. Now we're going to go in and start refining the lines of our drawing. Now to protect my drawing from any smudging, I'm going to place a standard piece of paper underneath my hand. Now that we've tightened up the contours of our drawing, I'm going to go back in and start erasing some of our initial guidelines. Now I'm going to go back in with the side grip of my pencil and start adding some shading. Now the last thing I like to do is go in with a harder pencil and start adding more detail and darkening up the contrast. Now as we get closer to the end, I'm going to continue polishing up my drawing, and that's pretty much it. There's our sketch tutorial of Sonic the Hedgehog. I hope you enjoyed this week's sketch session. Be sure to subscribe for more tutorials every single day, and you can also leave your requests down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.